Radiant team pick.
Offlane bans from Omega. As they've banned 4 offlaners in total. They could still put the Razor there too if they feel like. Let's go for a carry pick here. But would it make sense? IO could use a pair still. There's no gyrocopter though, but I think there's a couple of formidable duos if he doesn't want to go with the Razor.
Yeah, Luna is still there, for instance.
Luna's there, yeah.
But I think just having another stun on an offlaner would be really nice. So I
like them.
I would love to see Spirit Breakaway. I just think it's very good there. Like, what is the Silencer Bloodseeker gonna do?
Yeah,
Hoodwink and Mice are decent, but even they are not that great because their stuns are kind of slow. Can be hard to respawn in time.
I feel like Bloodseeker and Silencer would make like a great hitman duo. The other one silences, the other one makes you bleed.
But it does make kind of a mess.
Yeah, it does a bit of a mess. It could be, but still, I feel like they could still be great, like assassins or something.
Just a nice.
I mean, Silencer literally is holding onto a ninja star. He's got a ninja star.
I was about to speak about Kunkka and how I was surprised I haven't seen him more in SA. And then they pick it slightly before I want to start the subject. Damn you, Balrogs.
Well, I mean, Kunkka does seem to look like a pretty decent hero here. No matter what matchup Kunkka usually goes up against, he still comes out strong. You have a good tempo here with the Razor. This could be a carry Kunkka. Could just be putting the OD into mid. They could also be an offlane Kunkka. You could still put it anywhere. And I think Omega is also trying to figure out, like, they want to go IO Razor here. What do you think about IO Kunkka? It doesn't quite synergize because Tidebringer is still on a cooldown.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I would just go IO Razor.
Yeah.
But I like...
Take the easy route.
Yeah, I like their cores because all 3 of their cores can go into any, like, core position, 1, 2, or 3. They have so much flexibility right now. In Omega, they have last pick, but Balrog should be able to adapt. I think Quop is decent for them. But overall, they're really going to struggle with dealing with this Kunkka, because Kunkka doesn't care about any of the Omega heroes right now. Like, you want to have a BKB hero against him.
Choose your hero.
But Bloodseeker is not so great. I do like the Bat, though. I don't think Balrogs has great answers for him.
Bat's a good pickup here. More chaos to the team fight. You've now got a secondary initiator too when you have Mars and Bat in the team. So you can kind of split your targets, because you can't just ram yourself 5 guys on top of one, because then there's the IO. Like, you still have the relocates. So you have a way of targeting the IO and force Balrogs to kind of respond that, hey, our friend's in trouble. We need to do something. Odie, can you prison someone? And then Mars gets openings. Or the other way around. Mars goes in, Batrider spots someone alone, pulls them away. Simple. I also like the pick here.
So it is going to be Batrider mid against Kunkka. It's not the worst matchup for Balrogs, but I think they probably would have preferred having the OD there. And for Omega, it's pretty much perfect. The only sad lane is going to be Bloodseeker against Razor, but hey, he's fast enough. He should be fine. He's a big boy.
I wonder whose call it was for Tano to play Batrider, because I went to check up his Dota buff, and he's only played 2 games of this hero. The last one he played against Inverse 4 days ago, and the previous time in 2020 in February. That's like over a year ago. Almost 2 years ago.
That is a while ago indeed. Maybe he's just been playing it a lot in pubs on his Smurf or something.
In that kind of scenario, is that like a player's choice? Or is that the captain just yelling that you will play Batrider now? Or does he have anything to say in it?
When you have last week mid, it tends to be player's choice, because captains, they know a lot, but I mean, mid players are gonna know what the best matchups are, and as long as it fits reasonably well into the game plan of the captain, you tend to have a little bit of freedom when you have last pick.
You almost had that.
Put that way. The first game with Balrogs versus Omega is going to kick off here. Our lovely late night cast. Panda and Wingblade. I've been really enjoying these late night actions. My neighbor has been loving them too. I haven't been knocking on the wall yet, but I did tell them I might be a bit loud during the night, and they kind of gave me a weird look. They're like, wait a minute, like, what are you referring to here? And it's like, yeah, actually, they misunderstood me at first, not regarding that, but when I told them about noise, they were like, yeah, we heard you're casting. And the way she said casting basically meant in the term of me trying to like play with my friends and yell loudly.
Right.
So after that, it was hard to explain that, yeah, I'm actually casting games. I was like, oh.
That's some good stuff.
Interesting dialogue for sure. But they understood. They were fine with it. They were like, if there's anything that's going on, we will let you know. I was like, yeah, sure. Let me know.
I just got myself COVID to get my roommates to leave.
Oh.
I honestly deserve a raise. So much dedication.
At least it's a security mechanism, keep everybody away. But yeah, true. It does give you, in the end, like, I guess we're ready to make sacrifices for anything to get things.
These are heavy times.
Dire's courier
are definitely heavy times. We already got ourselves the first courier kill to start things off with. Io's going to be picking up Dark Demons. Own Donkey. Hoodwink. Going straight for an urn. What do you think about this?
I like it. I feel like if you have an urn in lane and you manage to get some kills, it snowballs into just such a big advantage. Because it's basically 2 free selves after every single kill, so you can keep resetting. It's just super nice in lane. But Panda, me and Rob, when we casted together, we always had this game where you need to predict exactly which hero gets the first blood on which hero. If you get it correctly, the other one has to buy the person who got it right an apple. Are you in?
An apple?
We like to stay healthy.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm exactly the most healthiest guy to go around that, because first blood potentially might even happen. The bot lane, not really. Razor's just sucking up some damage. But I don't know if I should jump on that one. I can go for a no bet. First blood, I would... I don't know, man. Io dying.
If you wait longer, it's actually gonna happen.
I feel like...
Come on, man.
Exactly. Like, okay, I'm just gonna say that... I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna dodge because, you know, I like teasing. I absolutely love teasing. I feel like this is exactly what's happening right now. They're pushing the limits in both lanes, looking for that kill, but it's not happening yet. They're poking, they're prodding. It's not happening.
Right, we'll see. I'm gonna say it's still gonna be Razor killing Hoodwink.
Razor killing Hoodwink. That's not a bad guess at all. I feel like we're gonna see a first blood in mid.
Ooh.
Batrider gets a bit cocky under the tower, gets torrented into the air.
Brave.
Kunkka gets first blood. Or one of the supports rotating, but I feel like Batrider's gonna die.
Okay. If you get it half correct, you get half an apple. That's still healthy and nice.
The apple that you ate and is now potentially contaminated.
Nah, I'm all safe again. It's all good.
You're all set. Okay, alright.
But yeah, so far Batrider hasn't been winning this mid lane too hard. He did get last pick, so I reckon he's not gonna be too happy about this, because Batrider against Kunkka should be a pretty good matchup. I mean, Batrider...
Yeah, that's the excuse we're always gonna give. Like, you get last pick and you don't thrive in your first minutes, and you're like, bad pick.
Right. You don't get away with that one if you have last pick.
Might happen here. Oh, the TP rotation kicks in, at least forcing a teleport. Willow's not gonna be able to jump back in if something were to happen in the mid lane again.
We could see another attempt with the next flame break, but Batrider is still so slow. Like, it's hard to engage without boots, and Kunkka already has them. So even with some sticky napalm stacks, it's gonna be quite hard for him to engage.
feel it's kind of like, oh, top lane. This might be the potential right here. Silencer
be it.
is going to get stunned. Oh, and OD is going to take away all of our dreams and our memes. And OD is also going to walk out as Bloodseeker's not able to rotate around the Bramble Mazes. And Balrogs for the first one. And there we go. There we go.
Second
You were
blood.
close to the bet because Burner gets second blood. Yeah.
But no apples for me, alas.
No apples, but a valiant effort, nevertheless.
So far, Razor has been having a really good time in this bottom lane. Mars is... I mean, he's not doing too badly. As an offlaner, if you get some amount of time, you tend to be pretty happy with yourself.
Yeah. It does get harder from now on, though. Razor, IO feels like they're stronger together than the Hoodwink and the Mars. Like, you still have a lot of damage on these two. You have 2 good stuns. But if you're not targeting the IO, you're not really killing this Razor either.
Yeah, for sure. And Razor is going to be really fast as well together with the IO. And usually one of the weaknesses of Razor is that at the
Well, it is the Kunkka just slapping away, and he gets Tano.
Is under attack.
Robo is Robo-Z. Roboz.
Let's see who's trying to catch us now.
One up. But,
catapult as well.
Yep.
Hoodwink almost died. Poor Squirrel. Getting
Dyer's
completely
middle
wrecked.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's no business for this Willow. Not to even deny this tower. This catapult's getting their work done. 6-minute tower. Would you believe that? Well, it has just happened. Tano, no lasso. Does have a point available. He hasn't leveled up anything yet. He could go for some other spell too. Doesn't get the opportunity for a lasso. And you've lost your mid tower in 6 minutes, 30 seconds. No Nature's Prophet in your team. No Abaddon in your team. Just a straight up Kunkka IO.
First securing the rune and then having that time push with the catapult. It is really nice timing.
Radiant structure.
Seeker's gonna be in trouble. Maze is there. That's the Kunkka. Draken. Control to this Bloodseeker, and that's your carry gone too.
This is an amazing start for the Balrogs here. All 3 of their cores are having a pretty darn good time, and this is before the Meteor Hammer even, which is only gonna make it worse for the Bloodseeker.
Yep. A lot different. Look at the net worth chart too, like the distance.
Dyer's top tower is
We're
under attack.
almost like at the 2000 gap with the Kunkka compared to the second core from Omega. And even the Razor up at 4k. Razor's having a great time after that lane. Like, this just got so hard, the Mars can't get much. Lysix hasn't been farming too much out of this lane, and still building his so-called support backup items before he can actually go for the bigger ones, like Blink Daggers or Auras.
Dyer's top tower is under
Now
attack.
Meteor Hammer is out, so the top tower is gonna fall as well. Because at this point, no one can contest this OD either. Like, he's not the most farmed, especially compared to Razor or Kunkka. But just with his
Dyer's
Meteor
top
Hammer,
tower
he
has
has
fallen.
so much pressure. Let's see what Omega can do once Batrider gets his BO3 stealth. That's when he's gonna start becoming active. So it's a really difficult position for Omega to be in, because they don't even win late game. The longer this goes on for, the worse it's gonna get for them to make something happen, and they need to make it happen soon.
Well, at least if they open up this bottom tower, they get some farming space for the Batrider, Mars. I guess that's the plan. Get these two heroes big, but they're still like they're losing map control faster than they're gaining map control. I feel like that's going to be a big issue for Omega, is how do they stand their ground, because at this pace they're going to be turtle base.
Yeah, and another big timing for them would be the Mars Black Dagger, but he is so poor.
He's far away. He's only just started building it too, so that's 13-14 minutes on the blink. What can we expect in 14 minutes for Omega? If that's their timing for the Blink Dagger, this is if the Mars doesn't die and he gets farm priority. Because Seeker's now died twice. He's really got not that much to give. He doesn't even have the level, so Bloodright's not going to do that much damage. They've got the Batrider, potential killer, and Hoodwink might have ulti. Yeah, I'm suspecting this Hoodwink's going to be level 6 in 5 minutes. So you would have global, you would have sharpshooter, you have the spear, lasso, you can kill 1, maybe even 2 targets, but then you're looking at Balrogs, who are going to be very strong in 5 minutes. Like, they're already strong right now. They're just gonna, you know, I don't know. This is looking like a David versus Goliath.
Yeah, they're gonna have 2 BKBs in 5 minutes. Because Razor almost has his mithril hammer, and Kunkka is like 2/3 of the way done. And I feel like, speaking about a 13 to 14 minute dagger timing for Mars is pretty optimistic. Because if you look at his GPM now, it's 300. If you do some quick maths, at 13 minutes, it's like 3.5 minutes from now, so that should be 1050 gold that he gains. Of course, GPM at the start is a little bit lower, so it's probably more gonna be closer to like 400 or something, but that still means he gets it at like 15, maybe even 16 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes. It looks like that's gonna be the timing. I was thinking 14, like very optimistically here, but I'm still kind of thinking that the situation for Balrogs, or sorry, for Omega, is if they were to siege a castle, they would have a slingshot. But if Balrog starts pushing down your towers, they're coming in through your front door with a battering ram.
Throwing corpses over the walls.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
In Lord of the Rings, they shot those human heads over the walls.
Dire's structures
Demoralizing.
are fortified.
It feels
Dire's
that
top
way,
tower is
standing
under attack.
with a meteor hammer OD. That is exactly what it feels like.
Staring into the eyes of death. Tano finds Io. Lasso used. Tether broken. Nicely timed. And Io stuck on the left.
He's still invisible though.
Brave, but stupid. But that is an invisible Io who's still gonna walk his way out.
Oh no,
He's gonna walk off the pain.
Feels bad, man.
That's what you do. That's what you do when something really hurts. When you stub your toe on the edge of the table, you walk off the pain. That's what Io does here.
Oh, that feels so bad. You're 4k behind. You finally get a pick off. They find an Invis rune and you don't have those.
Also say hi, eh?
I felt like taking this Bloodseeker into another round of boxing. Bloodright is well placed though. They've used the arena. They found the OD. They do also have the bushwhack. But as that tree breaks from the Firefly, that's actually a pretty bad anti-synergy here for Omega. Because OD manages to buy some time, and now Mars is going to go down. Also with the plasma field from the Razor, a link connected up to the Batrider. There's no running away for Tano.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Dark Demon left under the tower all by himself. His friends have fallen. They got the OD kill, but they lost 2 cores. Maybe even more. Rupture onto the Kunkka. He's going to go for a TP home, and the bushwhack is there. They do have the catch on him, and he is going to go down. So in the end, it's not too bad for Omega.
Yeah, very nice for them. They were even very lucky that Io didn't have relocate when they got the pick on OD, because I feel like with a relocate, OD very well might have survived there. But that was really nicely timed, and then they find the Kunkka as well. Really nice turn of events for Omega. This is exactly what they need.
I just realized during that fight, the anti-synergy with the Batrider and the Hoodwink in your team, because the Firefly instantly broke the Bushwhack, so Odie got the prison off, because Bushwhack back in was like, if the tree was broken, it didn't disjoint the stun, but since a few patches it's been changed that it removes the stun if you break the tree. So Firefly just breaks it. So if you get like, oh, I got a 4-man, no wait, 3-man Bushwhack, no wait, I didn't catch anybody, like the tree's broken.
Yep. Yeah, as if this game needed more feels Batman for Omega.
Yeah, they're gonna need every bit of luck. 5,000 gold behind. Could actually even look at the graphs, because they're given a 16% chance to win, and we're not even through. We're basically like laning stage ended. 2 minutes.
Ooh, it's 17% now, and you know what that means.
That's actually a big number. It's stuck on 17 now for a bit. So, Drew, the luckiest number of all, is luck gonna be the deciding factor? Hope not. They don't even have any proper RNG heroes actually in this game.
There's always roach timings and neutral items you know about. Don't worry.
There used to be a Hoodwink on the top lane, deleted from the server, binding the Meteor Hammer. They don't have the tower damage though, but they're still gonna go poking it. Couple hundreds of damage.
Omega is moving in. They don't have a blink on Mars yet, but it's a nice lead now.
Okay, that's a bit of a miss. Don't terrorize. Willow wants to use it, fend them off, keep the IO alive for just a bit longer. He does get the deny. Lasso will connect as well to Draken. Pushed all the way, speared under the tower too. So that's 1 kill for Omega. The ogres in the camp are happy. We get kill.
Yeah, even now, they just get the single one. That feels bad. But hey, they are finding the kills.
They are.
And that is a way to get back into the game.
Giving some for the AI because they're feeling comfortable with it.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need 2 kills. Come on, guys.
We don't need economy to win. We've won wars with even fewer equipment. Sometimes it's about the quality, not the quantity. Talking about quality, Kunkka is getting really big. BKB is now ready.
Yeah, skipping the armlet that we see so often. You know, armlet doesn't really do that much this game because there is barely any physical damage, and armlet toggling is very difficult too.
Keeping all the way home, okay. Why not? He's got TP boots. He can do that. Meanwhile, Balrogs with the smoke doesn't quite pay off. Mars has already spotted the Willow. Willow pushed away. Still trying to scout for some territory. Kraken wants to go for a push. They've spotted the Silencer. Who willingly is ready to go under the tower. Hold it, protect it. Maybe bait the enemy.
Balrogs really want this tier 2.
Real. This is attempt number 3, I guess, at this point. Bushwhack connects.
Let's see how many heroes they want to lose.
Okay, X-Mark got the catch on the Hoodwink. He's gone. Silencer's also going to fall. They're not ready to protect this at all. So, I don't know what the plan was for Omega. Protect the tower, or I think they got stuck halfway mid-sentence. They've lost the supports. They've lost the tower. Balrogs will take it. They're happy with it. They get the tier 2s with the outpost now.
Yeah, I feel like they really wanted to defend that, but then halfway through realized that Bloodseeker didn't have a TP. That's what on cooldown.
Marcus here, Thanos caught. The one hero that was supposed to have a good game. Now out of play. And Mars? Is that a Mars Blink we spy? Yes, it is. This is the playmaking item.
15 minutes as predicted.
Well, Roshan is happening. If they can test, if they know about this Roche, this could be the prime timing for it. Okay, they smoke up. Roche is halfway. 3,000 HP. It's going down slowly.
This timing could be perfect.
Be able to pull off a pretty big play here for Omega. Balrog still in the pit. 1,000 HP. Lexex is on his way. He's got the arena down. They're going to take the kill. They're going to The snatch from Berna. They get the Aegis in the end. And global silence means that there's absolutely no sound in the world that sounds as annoying as the guy who actually yells that they took the Aegis from us. Io's gonna go down as the rupture takes on the Io. Bad Rider onto the high ground. Not gonna happen, but the Bloodseeker looking to turn around with the bushwhack beautifully from Dark Demon. And they've taken down a couple. They force out the Aegis. It looks like they're running out of firepower. And Omega's gonna back out.
That was a perfectly timed smoke from them. And even then, the exchange is close to even.
They got the money off the Roche kill, which is pretty handy for them considering how broken their economy was.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna help them a little bit.
Mars picked up 600 gold for that team fight alone. Not bad.
Gonna propel him towards his BKB.
That Vessel for the Hoodwink, Force Staff for the Silencer. Bloodseeker's also closing up on BKB, so a couple more minutes. Omega's gonna have some tools to take the fight towards Balrogs.
Yeah. And now it's actually the OD falling a little bit behind. Of course, his Razor and Kunga are still huge.
Yeah.
And if he can get a Blink and a BKB, that's pretty much all he needs in the entire game. But still, for now, he is quite poor.
I'm also thinking like how much farming priority are they going to give to this OD, because he's only at like 62 last hits or so. His farming tool is basically the Meteor Hammer, but they're also forcing it for the tower pushes, at least for now, what they've been doing so far. Punka's farming everything on the map. He's got the highest farm priority. Razor's caught up in CS at least. They're both at like 155, 163, so a lot of creeps have fallen at the hands of Balrogs.
Yeah, it helps the Razor so much that he has an IO, constantly injecting him with mana and giving him movement speed. It actually turns him into a carry that can keep up with Bloodseeker in terms of speed.
What about Duo? Oh, Sharpshooter used in top. Hoodwink. DP cancelled. Willow's gonna live, but Hoodwink's not.
That's genuine fur.
Evasion doesn't really help there in the trees. Was just trying to push the lane.
Yeah, poor Hoodwink. Doesn't even have boots yet.
Straight up Vessel push. Yeah, he's been building for a while. Earned already his first quick buy item since the laning stage started.
And Io also doesn't have boots, but Io is zooming around the map with 500 movement speed.
Regeneration.
Living the life.
Even the Bull Whip, which is so nice for farming.
Oh yeah. How much does that actually give in terms of numbers? Give me that.
18% on top of the 428. You do some quick maths.
I just want to see how much that 428 turns into. Like 490?
It gives a 77 movement speed. So it's definitely going to be up there. But I'm not sure how it stacks with the Peta amplification, so I think it's probably going to be a bit less.
Oh, 489. So yeah, I was one movement speed short. Quick maths. Well, at least back to the more important parts of this game. What's Omega's win condition here? Picking up one hero at a time, not allowing the Balrogs to initiate like they're doing right now. We'll have to see if that is the case, as they've already lost the Bloodseeker. Glyph has been forced out too, so the Meteor Hammer doesn't do any damage to the tower, at least the initial hit. But Draken's very alone. Lysix, when does he go in? They could spear lasso kill this OD. Flame Break still goes through. Spear is there, connecting onto the tree. They're going to kill the OD, and here comes the rest of the squad. Berna is going to be there, but the BKB will be popped. The Batrider to Kano instantly getting away from there. Robos Kunkka hasn't used his. Razor also uses his to just get away from Omega, and they smoke up. This might be a smart call. No global. There is a global, but there's no BKB up on the Razor. They're coming in from the side. Kunkka revealing himself. Lysix gets a really nice arena. He's pinned the Kunkka on the wall. The global silence is there too. So Io, he's just moving around, but they're not focusing the Io at all. They're focusing everybody else. The Razor dropping low on HP. The relocate has been used, and they're out. And now Kunkka has to withstand siege, the power, the damage, but he's not looking to live through this. Relocate's also going to come through, so Omega, they're running out of time. They never got the kill on the Kunkka. They might just get the Willow. No, they don't even get him.
The devil to pay.
They killed so many heroes. Almost.
Almost.
And then didn't quite finish them off. Razor was so incredibly low. And then Kunkka got ruptured and speared, and he was standing there like, alright, if you're not gonna attack me, then I guess it's fine. And now Bloodseeker is gonna be in trouble.
Unfortunately, doesn't break the channel off with the Meteor Hammer. The stun still goes through. Pushed up another prison from the OD. He's also got a Blink Dagger picked up by now. Bad Rider's angry. That's like a you know, like a war cry in the front of your enemies, but you're not actually committing to it because now they realize, oh, that's not just a scary war cry. In the end, they're gonna take Tano down, and they found another. This X-Dope, he's got the spear, bushwhack into the lonely acorn shot tree placed down. Silencer down, double kill for the Willow. They also got the Mars. This is just 1 by 1. They're just losing heroes all over the place, one after the second one. 4 dead. Make it a full team wipe on top of the 2 kills. That added with the last team fight, that's 7 kills for Balrogs, and they haven't lost anyone.
Oh, that feels so bad. You asked about a win condition for Omega. I feel like waiting for your BKB on Bloodseeker would have been nice. He was at 1250 gold 2 minutes ago, and then he died twice in a row. Just 200 gold shy of his BKB. And that really could have turned the fights for him.
Farming it greedily in the front too, and thought that he would be fine. Like, he kind of fully commit to that as well in front of the tier 2 tower. Like, I need this wave because I would have it.
Ah, timing. It is a fickle mistress.
Well, now he has it, but that fight also cost him about 4,000 to 5,000 gold going in the way of Balrogs.
Yeah. It's a great moment for the line, but at what cost?
Yeah, but at what cost? The most legendary words you've heard in Dota. What is the cost of the trade? Is it a trick of the trade? 4-man smoke from Balrogs to the top half of the jungle. Nobody here. Surprising move as well, because they popped it in the mid lane. I think what they did was, we've probably been spotted, so they were suspecting maybe a ward in mid, so they just gave up on the smoke. But Omega, they're gonna go for their own. This needs to work out.
Yeah, this is kind of like a last hurrah, slightly before Roche. If they lose this fight, they're gonna lose... Let's see when it spawns. Yeah, they're gonna lose Roche.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
How many daggers am I holding up?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It's a female-fronted
Radiant
tournament,
team
not only.
pick.
Alright. I mean, this is why we need more women in esports, so we get more techies mid.
Yeah, I think it was like a 7 or 8k player who still played techies in mid, so that was a valiant effort. So I enjoyed watching it. It was fun to cast though, because you're not suspecting a suicide
10
techie is jumping
seconds
into the
remaining.
Roche pit with a lot of mines in there and kills Roshan while getting a triple kill. It's like, wow,
5
that's like
seconds
straight out of your
remaining.
wildest dreams.
Nice. I mean, those games are the best as an analyst
Radiant
because you can
team
just
pick.
make up
Dire-
shit.
Admiral
And no one can
Tonka.
disprove it because, I mean, no one has seen it.
No one's seen it.
Yeah, techies mid usually goes for a Valve Discord
Dire
first
team ban.
item, and no one knows.
Exactly. Unless we're talking about like Queen of Pain, and then you see a Veil's been built on Queen of Pain, and then you add Dendi into the mix, and they're like, oh, wait, this is actually a build. But it still doesn't win you games. But our first phase draft is complete.
10
Treant
seconds remaining.
and the Medusa.
Radiant
Is this
team
actually
ban.
the combo one of these teams have been playing? I saw some pairs on Medusa. No, this was the Medusa Weaver, which Balrogs has liked to play a bit. So Weaver, Medusa, and Void Spirit all in the same draft a couple times. Though they do not get the Weaver because it's banned by Omega, and Omega
10
decides to pick
seconds
Medusa for
remaining.
themselves.
Dusa does look
5
quite nice
seconds
here.
remaining.
Dusa is pretty darn good against Kunkka. It's not super great against Willow, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's a matchup of a carry against the support, so you're probably still gonna be fine. It's just that Willow has a lot of disable and a lot of magic damage, which Dusa can have a hard time dealing with.
Also, what I like about this Medusa for Omega is, even though they've only picked it in 2 games, I've also won both Medusa games. So if you need to tie up this
Dire
series,
team
I
ban.
feel like this is the hero pick to do it if you've already had success with it before. So 100% win rate hero. If they can just squeeze in that hoodwink, doesn't feel like we're going to see it. We might, because Trained Protector's already there. But a pause for hoodwink could work for Omega.
Yeah,
Radiant
you're gonna
team
have
ban.
lots of nuisances in the trees. One big one, one small one.
Dynamic duo.
Both equally bothersome.
You can also cross through the lanes by throwing an acorn shot tree in between for the Trained Protector to cross through.
10 seconds
Oh, the
remaining.
synergy.
The synergy. You don't
I
have
feel-
the invisibility anymore, but you still have the
5
movement
seconds
speed and
remaining.
the capability to move around.
Then all Balrogs needs is a timber saw to just cut the trees, and then it's an easy win.
Or a Bat Rider.
True.
But I feel like they're not going to go for it necessarily. They could still
Dire
opt to go for a
team
Bat
ban.
Rider if they put Kunkka in one of the side lanes, and there's the Bat Rider ban. So no.
No
Deny.
bats here.
I do like this Nyx ban though when you have the Medusa.
Yeah, it would have fit really nice into Balrogs' draft.
10 seconds remaining.
Bit of setup, bit of scouting, some mobility. vision control
5
would have
seconds
been really
remaining.
nice. For the same reason, I would love to see Balrogs pick up a Monkey King.
I feel like Omega also wanted to pick Batrider because of the Nyx ban. Classic counter with the walking into Firefly with Carapace.
I see your point, but also Nyx counters like 60% of the entire Dota hero pool.
Yeah, true.
Radiant
I feel like they
team
both
banned.
kind of counter each other's in a sense. Like that's one way to counter the bat. I feel like the bat still just demolishes the Nyx.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nyx Carapace is like one instance of the 75 damage instances that Batrider does in a fight.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
A one-on-one would never be fair. Unless you have
5
like
seconds
30,
remaining.
40 stacks of napalm on you and that one right click gets
Radiant
projected
team
backwards. Then maybe you might actually kill the Batrider.
But I think
LC,
then
yep.
the right click would get reflected and not all of the napalm damage because there's separate damage
They
instances.
are actually. Good point. Good.
So it's just Pepper Hands throughout.
10 seconds
But
remaining.
there's an LC ban. I think we saw the LC ban as well
5
in the
seconds
first
remaining.
game.
Dire
So
team
this
pick.
is starting to look like more of a let's remove one of the comforts from Omega. Plus, wasn't it Balrogs who also banned 4 offlaners in a row? Or was it Omega who did that?
Oh, that is a good question.
Rushing back to the Dota buff links.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, you look that up. We have a Jakiro.
5
Jakiro
seconds
is
remaining.
actually really good against Dusa because Dusa is a really immobile carry. So spells like Ice Path and Macropire actually do a lot of work, especially in conjunction with the Dark Willow and Kunkka keeping people in place. So usually Dusa is very good against these spell damage heroes because they only have a limited amount of damage.
Dire team pick.
But if you can keep Dusa in place, that becomes an entirely different story. And Omega Gaming is like, I don't like my carry being stuck in place, so I'm just gonna pick a Darkseer. Make my Snake Lady spooky fast.
Yep, might as well.
10 seconds
I don't think it really
remaining.
changes too much of the narrative here with the
Radiant
offlane bans. It
team
was
pick.
Omega who banned 4 offlaners in a row, but it was also them who got rid of the LC. So LC being banned by Balrogs, I felt like that might have actually been an indicator towards a hero pick that they wanted to go for. But Darkseer Tiny, I don't think these two
10
heroes have been seen
seconds
together
Dire
many
team
times at
banned.
least. I do like to see both of these
Anti-mage.
heroes being
What?
picked up. But what's your take on
Okay.
this?
Um,
Or are you more intrigued by the anti-mage pick here?
I think the Darkseer we have been seeing more and more of because he has pretty good matchups against a lot of the popular carries
10
like
seconds
Dusa
remaining.
and Luna, those kinds of heroes.
5
Tiny
seconds remaining.
is a bit more strange to me, but it does make sense because Balrogs did ban out the Earth Spirit, which I think is the primary pickup together with the Darkseer. So the Tiny is another decent option for bursting people down, but now Omega is in trouble. They have no tools to deal with anti-mage at all. Their
Radiant
lockdown is
team
garbage, and the matchup of Dusa against anti-mage is pretty terrible.
Dire team
Let's
banned.
see what they can do. They need a mid hero that somehow fixes all of their issues, and I'm not sure if such a hero exists.
What's the most versatile hero you can come up with that has a bit of everything?
I mean, I would usually say something like Ember
10
Spirit, but
seconds
Ember
remaining.
Spirit is also not great against anti-mage.
5
You need
seconds
something that can
remaining.
somehow kill him and provides both the damage as well as the disable. I think Lina may be good, but then your lineup is so incredibly squishy and Balrogs can just pick up something like Axe and win the game of that.
Like, I like the wombo combo potential here for Omega, but if this Tiny doesn't end up being a core, I feel like Medusa's just not going to get that required burst damage in, which is required for their vacuum overgrowth to really work out for Omega. So, yeah, I feel like Lena would actually be a pretty decent pick here, even though it is a bit of a double-edged sword too, because of the anti-mage. You're going to struggle with killing the Kunkka, the rum buff, and all that stuff. Really reducing and almost, you could say, diminishing
Radiant
the damage
team
output the
back.
Lena also dishes out. I think you're right. There doesn't seem to be a hero that's going to turn the tide into your advantage. It's just a small piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. When you know your last pick has to solve like 5 issues in your draft,
Dire team
your
pick.
draft probably wasn't that good to begin with.
Well, they banned away the Viper, which could have at least shut down the anti-mage in the lane, so you're not even getting that hero through. Where you could have potentially swapped around the lanes, but putting the Darkseer somewhere else so that they could use Viper to just shut down the AM. So no, not even that.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
guess what? You still have to play up against the opponent's last pick. You don't
5
even know what
seconds remaining.
Balrog still has up their sleeve.
They could just pick a very aggressive mid hero and try to go for a timing push. Invoker is still in the pool, and with Invoker Dusa, you have
Radiant
a chance
team pick.
of reaching high ground at like 25. They go for something crazy. Okay. Fair
Okay,
enough.
well, there's the craziness you kind of were hoping.
I mean, if this is a core shaker, then hell yes.
That's a mid tiny then. That has to be a mid tiny then, because then they get the burst
10
damage that they
seconds
kind of
remaining.
required. And Shaker as a support, or even Shaker
5
Darkseer,
seconds remaining.
Medusa Tree into these lanes, and they put tiny mid.
I really don't like the shaker laning together with Darkseer. That is such a bad lane combination. Maybe they just don't have confidence in Tiny Darkseer being able to win against Anti-Mage, which does make some sense, but I feel like if you play Earthshaker Darkseer, that is like the most passive lane I can think of, and AM is just gonna free farm anyway. And yeah, you're gonna have a bit more farm on your Darkseer, it's less risky, but you don't want farm on your Darkseer, you want to make sure that the Anti-Mage has a bad time. Because you're not gonna be able to take this late, even if you have a fucking 8-slotted Darkseer. It doesn't matter.
But I think maybe the item like choice order for Darkseer maybe makes a bit of a difference here. If you go like Dominator into Overlord helmet, would that make the trick? Because at least that can choke out the map from Balrogs.
It's better than going for something like Aghanims this game, which I think would instantly lose Omega the game.
Yeah. Aghanims feels like it's not the item you would look for here. I hope they don't build it, because I feel like I'm agreeing with you on this one, that it's just not the item to go for. So if I would see a Dominator, push. They could live with the tiny snowball, enable the tinies game, and look for pickoffs through the tiny, like Dark Willow, Jakiro. Jakiro is hard to kill, but Dark Willow you can potentially always find and quickly kill.
You may now select your
Balrogs
hero.
go
I was gonna
for a
say
bit of anti-push.
Death Prophet or Necro are really good here, because Omega Gaming has so many tanky heroes. So percentage damage is pretty insane. Be the Shaker mid, so I'm quite happy to see that.
So Shaker mid, okay.
Friend!
More
Hello,
tiny.
friend! Hello, friend!
I mean, I'm happy to see it. But actually, I was gonna say it's really bad against Death Prophet mid, but it's decent against Kunkka. So not
I don't know.
too bad.
I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this mid Shaker. Like it's a one-trick wonder, and I feel like if Tano gets the space, if he gets the items fast, he can be a force to be reckoned with. Obviously create a lot of space for Mingate. But you're leaning on to quite a lot here. Darkseer is gonna have to, well, not necessarily forfeit his lane, but as you mentioned, AM's still gonna farm. You're not really gonna have an impact on this AM's game. And DP is gonna take your towers down early too.
I mean, they needed something crazy. A conventional hero wasn't gonna cut it. Like, Earth Spirit was banned, Void Spirit is useless, Ember Spirit doesn't do anything, Storm Spirit is shit against Anti-Mage. Like, they didn't have a lot of choices. They needed something weird with a lot of physical damage that can shut down the Anti-Mage somehow if he gets some momentum. think Baker is a decent option, because if he gets farmed, he's gonna be able to kill anti-mage at any stage in the game. It's not ideal, but ideal was far gone looking at that draft.
But sometimes you need to take a bit of an unconventional approach. This would be the trick that Omega is needing to win this game. Bring it up to a tie, stretch it to a map 3. These two teams are sitting in the same spot in the standings. Current groups here at SA 2nd Division. Balrogs has already been playing up against some pretty tough teams. Gorilla's Pride, they fought against Infinity. They actually beat Gorilla's Pride, which was pretty good for them considering they did come from the closed qualifier and instantly get signed by an organization. So Balrogs probably happy with the team's performance so far. But for Omega,
30
they
seconds
lost
to
to Gorilla's Pride. Have won against Wolf Team. Wolf Team, I don't know what to think about them anymore. I think we talked with you on the off stream, and also a good friend of mine who's a huge Wolf Team fan, at least since they signed the roster. He's been pretty disappointed too.
I can imagine. Like, these are established players, and I would have put them down as the favorites to win the entirety of Division 2, but sometimes
begins.
having good players in a team doesn't mean it's a good team.
Are you even trying?
It is what it is, right? At least in terms for Omega, they feel happy that they took that victory for themselves. But out of these two, one of them is going to go up 3-1 and tie up with Gorilla's Pride for that 2nd place. The other one's going to have to succeed or concede to a defeat. Still hold a spot in tied 4th to 5th place, or maybe even 5th place, because Interitus has played 1 game less. You're still in the midway of the groups as you head over to the Christmas break, so that's not too bad. But it also does mean losing this series, you're not probably going to be in the top 2 after the end of the season. Maybe.
And speaking about midway, this mid matchup is going to be quite interesting to watch, because both of these heroes are well known for countering other melee mids. So they kind of counter each other, so let's see who counters harder.
RoboZ wants to get a lot of Tidebringer hits onto the Shaker, knowing that he's probably not going to have the highest amount of regen. Bit of a tiny lag spike there. Tano actually misses one of the last hits. It's rough. Can't always blame the ping, but it's always been a thing with SA. Something I avoid talking about sometimes. It's worthwhile mentioning that when the server's Brazil and when the server's Peru, the other team might have an advantage because they have like 5 to 10 ping and the other has like 200.
Yeah, there is only one SA team that doesn't have to deal with that, luckily, which is of course no ping.
No ping. So obviously always living in offline conditions, right?
Yep.
Well, talking about the other lanes, let's look at take a quick glimpse at least at this bottom lane. Not sure if we're going to see any kill potential happening over here. Bit of poking and prodding. Jakiro definitely wants to hit the Starkseer when you still can. Prevent him from getting up those early levels. Iron Shell creeps are still easy to deal with at this stage of the game.
But it's not gonna get much better for Darkseer. It's just a very difficult lane against Anti-Mage, because Anti-Mage buys Battle Fury, he has some built-in magic resistance, he has mana drain, and if the Iron Shells ever become too scary, he can just blink away. It's literally the perfect lane matchup for an Anti-Mage. I would expect him to get like 25 to 30 denies in this laning stage.
Well, that is already 1/3 done. We got some lag confirmed here. Side of Balrogs. So I think we might be having a bit of a longer pause. Potentially. That's a lot of XDs in chat. I'm not sure if I like this.
Absolutely perfect.
So many XDs.
Let me in.
Also the top lane, which we haven't really discussed. Medusa's coming out pretty healthy right now against DP with 8 CS is alright, but Medusa 14 so far, so Mingate
Yeah,
I don't remember how well he did in the last lane with the Bloodseeker, but this one looks good.
it's really impressive because last hitting on Dusa isn't the easiest thing, especially at the start. She's been doing a great job. I don't think
Easy to
she
miss
has
last
missed.
hits for sure.
Yeah, she's missed like a few maybe.
John. Quick punch to the DP. Reminder that he's still here. We got a toss on the Jakiro meanwhile in the bot lane. Lysix and Demon. They actually body blocked the Jakiro between the creeps and the tree, so he's forced to use a tanker to get out of there. But this looks to be a potential first blood as this Jakiro goes down in the hands of Lysix, and now AM gets a couple hits in burn up. Punishes the Darkseer a little bit, but not enough to take a kill. And Omega score the first blood. Would you have seen that coming? I did not.
I would have. I mean, it's not too crazy that Tiny Darkseer has a good lane against the support. Especially Jakiro, he's very immobile. It's hard for him to escape once he gets stunned and ran down by double Iron Shell. It doesn't really change anything about the lane, but it is very nice for Darkseer to at least get some money somehow.
Stupid. Brave, but stupid.
Not completely out of the woods. I just felt like the way that this lane's been going, Treant while in the top lane's going to go down. He just walks into the root to take some extra damage. Medusa has 15 stick charges and a fairy fire, so Balrogs are happy with punishing and trading at this point, getting a kill on the Treant. But back to the case of the bot lane. With Anti-Mage having such a free lane in terms of CS, he's still good at trading against the low mana heroes of the Darkseer and the Tiny.
I feel like at some point Jakiro should just leave the lane and just go ganking or pressuring the Dusa. Of course, that does leave the Tiny completely free to start pulling waves, which is annoying. But at the same time, Anti-Mage is gotta be pretty much fine in this lane no matter what.
Yeah, I like what Burner just did there. He blinked into the creep wave to draw aggro before it walks under the tower. Like to do that. Taking a bit of damage from the Iron Shell creep. Yogi also taking a couple hits from it too. Jakiro's also lost almost half of his HP pool thanks to that one Iron Shell creep. That's a level 2 Iron Shell. 50 DPS.
He bought a Basilius, but I think he needs boots.
Jakiro going down a second time. 2 kills for Darkseer. He was feeling happy with it. Meanwhile, actually in the mid lane, as the Dark Willow rotated, Kunkka
Dire's
to help
bottom
will
tower
take down
is under
Tano.
attack.
See? Nice timing on the mid rotation once again. Kunkka hit 6, and immediately there is a Dark Willow nearby to assist.
And the action rune too. There's not going to be a contest for it.
No 6-minute tower, but still a good start for the Kunkka.
Killing the Shaker before level 6 and getting a free arcane rune. Like potential stroll could maybe happen, but there's an obs ward in front of the Roche pit. Another freshly placed down on top of the cliff on the bottom half, so they should see this Kunkka rotate if he's missing from the lane for too long. So I think Tano's instantly gonna report Kunkka missing.
Tano is still having an okay lane on mid though. He's never gonna win it now because of the level 4 Tidebringer, but he's getting decent farm.
Yep.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Where does he build this into? You know, like power trade. Wait, is he actually building mana boots? Okay, so I was thinking like power trade / face boots into like blink aghanims, maybe a crystallis in between for some damage. What would you build? He's going for mana boots.
I think you either want to get a really quick blink or just get the aghanims first. Some way. That was a lot of damage on the boat.
Radiant's top tower
That
is
was a
under
lot of
attack.
damage. Wow. Well, there's that. Tower's still taking damage from these
Dire's
spirits.
top tower is under attack.
He's happy to just sit around. Another wave. Damage onto the tower. There's also the Kunkka. 3-second cooldown with the Tidebringer. Seems good. Chan in the trees. They can't find a Treant though. They locate where he is, but he can't really hold this tower.
Dire's top tower is
Now
under
they're
attack.
still taking damage. Darkseer TPing towards the bot lane. They're gonna sack this tower while holding theirs, so good for Balrogs. But back to the Shaker build. What was it? What you did say? I might have caught.
They
you
need
off guard.
some way to catch the anti-mage because Treant getting an overgrowth is just not a realistic situation. I don't think Tiny's gonna get a quick link either.
They found Sean. Finally got the catch on. Damage though. Earn ticking, but he's still getting some heals. And I feel like he's gonna live through it. No. Got some damage on the Kunkka. Nice Echo Slam. Tano gets the kill on Robo-Z and Draken. Trying to make his way out of the tower that is constantly pummeling him, but he also got the connection from the Aftershock. DP trying to make a run for it. Down to 400 HP. He could find a kill in between. Oh, nice jukes there from the Treant Protector as well. While they take it down Lysix in the bot lane. Doesn't matter because they finished off both the Kunkka and the DP in the top lane for Omega. And they hold
This
the
is
tower.
one of the reasons why Treant is strong. He's just constantly healing the tower and deep pushing with his Nature's Grasp. It's so
Radiant's
hard to
middle
commit to a
tower
tower
is under
against the
attack.
Treant. And now Exo is down, so tower is just gonna heal to full with level 3 living armor.
Yeah, level 3, man. A lot of healing. Happy little people taking a, you know, shamanistic dance around the tower, and suddenly concrete starts to find its place back in. So this is what Balrogs also know. They need to commit to this. And take this tower down. It's already been healed by almost 300 so far. Omega still sitting in the top lane as Draken's also here.
Dire's top tower
3 seconds
Exo
on
is up
Echo.
again though.
Overgrowth is up though, but there's no Echo Slam. And now the tower is eventually finally going down in the hands of Robo-Z.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
It took a while, but they get it nonetheless.
Yeah.
And once again, Kunkka not going for an armlet, really favoring both the BKB and Heaven's Halberd instead. As he recognizes that he's not gonna be the carry this game, he just needs to have the utility, both against magic as well as physical damage.
Also removed his ideas of going for mana boots. Darkseer almost has mechanism.
Radiant's bottom
Tiny
tower
starting
is
to build
under
into a
attack.
Blink Dagger too. Tano has been X-marked though with the Torrent. Nice stun onto 2. So he doesn't take any initial damage at least. He's still throwing in some Tidebringers, trying to get rid of this catapult. They have a catapult of their own, which they want to use with the help of the Exorcism. Draken's already in the trees. This is like watching Leshrac gameplay, to be honest, right now. Sean, very risky teleport here. Trying to make a turnaround with the Treant. They've got the X-Mark boats on its way. The Overgrowth onto 2. Jakiro caught. Toss coming in 2. Connecting on both. Mingate's here with a Medusa. Echo Slam. And a bit of damage onto Draken, but he's still fine with it. Tano forced away with the Terrorize. Just completely counteracting the situation. X-Mark onto the Tiny. Keeping Demon away from Draken. DP still on the run. Avalanche with some damage, but the run buff. The goddamn run buff. DP so drunk she didn't even feel that she was hit.
Yeah, she's already really tanky. Usually it takes a bit longer for DPs to become tanky, but with the Kunkka close by and just the ability to siphon off really high HP, she's already a force to be reckoned with. There is almost a blink on the Earthshaker.
Yep, they did use the Exorcism and the Ghost Ship for it, so Tano, I don't think he's still going to make it through. No, he's just melted. Bedlam does more than enough damage to take down Tano in the top lane.
And Battle Fury is up for anti-mage. It's farm o'clock.
Radiant
time.
structures are fortified.
Burna's happy.
He doesn't have boots, so it's not the most impressive time, but still,
Dire's
he
top tower
doesn't need
is
it
under
any
attack.
faster this game. He has plenty of
Radiant's
time.
bottom
It's
tower
not like
is under
Omega is
attack.
gonna be knocking at the high ground 5 minutes from now.
I love how the moment he picks up his
Radiant's
Battle
bottom
Fury, he's
tower
also
has fallen.
toggling his branches, so he gets himself like 0.4 more mana regen for 6 seconds, which is, you know, efficiency. Love to see that.
Too bad. bounties.
Dire's
Cross
top
into
tower
the air,
is
taking a
under
bit of
attack.
damage there, though. Yep, double
Radiant's
bounties.
bottom
Nice.
tower is under attack.
Nice extra money for the anti-mage. He's already got
Oh,
one piece towards his
And the
boot.
possessed mask as well. Best possible item you can get.
Stupid.
Full ancient stack, too.
Stupid.
Double damage.
It's actually quite difficult for him to actually take
Going
this
on the
stack.
Jakiro on it. Tiny airlines.
Stupid.
He also lost the Earthshaker in the top
Stupid.
lane, so still don't know if that's a valuable trade. Tano. I feel like it was the carry player, Mingate, who's the one who's being caught in the lanes, but now it's Tano who's just caught in front of his own tower or pushing down a lane.
They're switching it up. That's good.
Hey, you try for a change.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
At least the Medusa's farm,
Dire's
so
top tower
that's
is under attack.
still a piece of Omega's gameplay book right now.
Right, there is a time in the game where Anti-Mage has like his Manta and Medusa is ready to fight. That's gonna be a strong window for Omega.
Bro,
Dire's middle tower
a
is
lot of
under
resources for this DP. Demon wants this kill. Toss as well. Look, the avalanche. The echo slam's going to be enough, and Tano picks up a double. And they even use the gaze from the Medusa. X mark on the Kunkka.
Dire's
Demon still
middle tower
going,
is
looking
under
for the
attack.
toss. Should be able to. Jakiro with the body blocks. Beautiful. Movement speed runs out from the Tiny as the surge comes to an end. Jakiro even frozen a liquid fire. Is it enough to kill this tower? It's ticking down to 46 HP. Not enough. Living armor's there. Toss on the Kunk though. Run all the way back to Omega. Pops his BKB. And he also makes himself invisible, so he should be fine. Yes, he is.
Dire's
It's not the
top
BKB
tower is
reveal of
under
dreams,
attack.
but it keeps him alive.
Not taking any second chances, at least. Matt is up on the Medusa, revealing himself. Rubo Z's there with the X mark. Doesn't for the Torrent, though. As Tiny goes in, the Surge works. It works. They found a way. They found a way to deal with Balrogs with the Surge and the Tiny running in, but still don't have enough damage to take down the DP. She's down to 500 HP. As they've also used, the Shaker has to walk away. Tiny also on the run. Macropyre lingering and taking damage, but he's living with 20 HP. Do we see a wild Torrent play from the Kunkka? I don't feel like he is going to be on the other side as this Tiny gets to walk out, and still the battle for this mid-tier 1 tower continues. With the liquid fire there, Robo-Z wants to get to hit the towers, the fissure wall ends, and finally they take it down. They take a Treant Protector with them too.
Just getting started.
It's been such a long siege, it finally comes to an end.
It's a battle between the liquid fire and the living armor.
More of attrition.
It is a liquid fire maxed as well. Not a build we see very often.
Hey, that's also a DP. Just get the silence onto 2. Narcs here. Difficult target to kill here. He's also vesseled up. Now they could. Bedlam's there. They're gonna get this kill. Arcseer's out. They'll also lose the Willow in the process. Actually, Yogi facing up the Shaker. Shaker TP now. Santano is away. Meanwhile, the Tiny wants to go for this kill. The supports are trying to kill the DP, but they're running out of firepower. Draken walks out, even uses Spirit Siphon onto the catapult to get some extra HP as Chan is just baited in. Treant down. 3 more kills for Balrogs. They only lost the Willow for it.
This is kind of the time where Omega wants to start their snowball. Because they have maybe 5 minutes left before Anti-Mage becomes unstoppable.
Medusa also recognizes it. She's going for Butterfly. They need damage. She's TPing in too. Is this the play? Section Yogi down by Tano. Shaker getting punished here. He's got stick charges. Mangate trying to keep them away from his precious Shaker. Peered away with all that extra movement speed, and now Medusa's getting caught in the Torrent. Now Demon all by himself on the front. Balrogs, look at their positioning. They're going back to the high ground, splitting the fight for now. Exorcism still checking. Chan, Tano, they're under a ward. Mengate coming in too. He does get away from the stun from the Willow. Another Torrent connecting onto the Shaker. Tano's down. And we also have the Anti-Mage. Burner comes in for the quick kill. Draken, though, he is down. Exorcism has been burned. Chan falling low on HP. Burner goes for it and gets it.
By the wand shall die by
Safeguarding the Willow. Willow's placing down more vision as well, so they see the Tiny's moves, where he's going. Willow could juke around the trees as she does. But then she walks back into the tiny. So, not sure if that is the great escape. Might just be Megate is coming in from the other side. And now they put down some wards. Oh, there's a courier. Okay, sure thing.
Gets it.
Calculated.
Power move for sure.
That was a fight. 2 for 2.
Anti-mage gets all of the money though. Like he need it anymore.
Damage.
He's still not crazy fine. He's doing okay.
I mean, when you have a anti-mage who's kind of already online in terms of farm, and he gets even more on top, that's when you're starting to doubt yourself.
Surge is this?
He's finding all of the ideal neutral items as well.
'Tis mine.
Sadly, it was Omega who had the 17% in the last game, but they're not having any luck on their side. Not any real luck. I feel like they're just a hard working class team. It's all honest work.
Radiant's middle
Right.
tower is under attack.
I'm not sure where that came from, but I do like the analogy.
Well, they don't trust luck, so they just make it work the old-fashioned way. Unlike the anti-mage, who's just picking up all the best neutral items in the game. Well, oh look at that! The enemy's low man. I'm just gonna blink in and drop this ulti right here. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. Yeah, of course. Yeah, this AIM's had a really good game so far. It's just gonna get bigger and bigger from now. And Berna's definitely, you know, you need to have a bit of RNG to break records.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Not necessarily a record-breaking game,
Dire's top tower
but
is under attack.
he's already got more than 10 last hits per minute, so that's definitely a good pace.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And now he can just get a Scotty or something and make sure that he never dies ever.
And Liquid Fire with now the growth bow is gonna make this
Dire's
tower
top
fall
tower
even
has fallen.
faster. Armor is just not gonna do it, not gonna be enough. He needs that level 20 talent for the +8 living
Radiant's
armor
middle
bonus
tower
armor.
is under attack.
And Jakiro actually has more range than Lina right now. He's at 825. It's almost sniper level.
Almost. Nice move here from Balrogs, gonna look for it, but wait, Burner's been killed! Burner's been killed and the jungle missed that one completely. What happened there? Tiny also moved around. Balrogs looking for a bit of revenge here for losing their
Dire's
carry.
courier has been killed.
Can't really help but highlight how important this AM is going to be for Balrogs, the way that he's been playing this early game. This is definitely gonna feel good if you're Omega, even though they do give a kill for it, but still, that's a huge pickoff. You see that?
Yeah, it's just the blink reveal from the Tiny on top of an Echo Slam. It is enough damage at this stage of the game. Especially because Enchant Totem hits like a truck. This is the reason why they picked up Shaker. It's a Blink Initiator. When you play him in the core role, that has one of the highest physical damages you can ask for at this stage.
Yeah. Darkseer's just simply not tanky enough against Balrogs, and especially the Vessel, which hurts this DP every time they get it on. That mechanism's not really going to help at all. Not getting any healing out whatsoever.
It's not a great Darkseer game. The one thing you can hope for is getting an AM illusion. So eventually the Shard plus Wall does create two really strong illusions. But at the same time, AM can generally just blink away from them, and sure, your team dies, but you're an anti-mage. You don't care about your team anyway.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. AM players, or AMs generally in a game, are usually the guys who show up last for the party.
Like you start hearing the JoJo music, and then he comes in like, I finished farming.
Yeah, you're like you're like holding a housewarming party and everything's going well. You've been hosting it for a couple hours and then you're thinking like, what happens next? And then this guy just barges in from the front door. He's completely uninvited, but he's still welcome to the party for some reason because he's so cool.
Radiant's bottom
Let's see if he
tower is
can
under attack.
make it happen, because for now he's still being outfound by the Dusa. He's still gonna need a little bit more before he can actually carry this game.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, at least Medusa does have the butterfly, so a lot more damage. I would like to see a Daedalus on Medusa, but we'll see if she does go for it. Scotty Daedalus is like 2 good items you would like to have this game.
Radiant's bottom
I'm not sure if that's what Mingate is thinking about right now. BKB for sure. BKB Manta, you have 2 defensive tools against Balrogs. You definitely need some. Very important hero for the team. Demon has been spotted with the board. They found the Willow. Does get just enough of healing using that Essence Ring. Echo Slam connects onto 2. Bit of Echo damage as well onto Draken. And Berna able to blink out with just a couple HP. And this is not looking too great for Balrogs, at least for the start. But Omega, they blew everything they had. Can they get these kills? They need to make them happen. DP's already found the first one. Draken moving around. They've gotten the kill onto Robo Z at least. Second for the TP out from Mingate. Medusa to get this one. Sean is down. DP is also getting killed by Tano. Make that 2 for 2. So 2 cores for the price of 1. Maybe a potential kill onto the Willow. Blink is up in 8 seconds. Hey, I'm just going to toss my buddy and he's going to do all the work for me. Triple kill for the Shaker Tano. And that's probably the best fight from Omega we've seen in, well, the course of this series, almost.
And this is definitely the timing for Omega. They have the butterfly up for the Dusa. They're about to have the BKB as well. And Shaco has Blink BKB. So this is the time where you can actually kill Anti-Mage pretty easily still. And all of your other heroes have their key items too. So if Balrogs manages to survive the next 5 minutes, I feel like they're gonna be in a comfortable position. This is the time for Omega to win the game and to take it to a deciding game number 3. This is their shot.
Well, this is the timing for sure. BKB is also up in 30 gold, so you could technically just say Medusa or has it.
Let's see what they want to do with this timing. They could try to go for a Roche, but it's very risky.
Brave, but stupid.
Just right on the wave.
I would love to see Dusa pick up a Rapier now. Skadi is such a... I don't want to say game losing, but it doesn't really help you that much. Like, you're in no danger of getting bursted this game, so the tankiness doesn't really do much.
I think it's the DP. With the Siphon heals with such strength tanky heroes on your team, I feel like she's just going to regen and the Exorcism heal. But Balrogs, they're going for the smoke. Omega, they're ill at suspecting of this. They see some vision on the high ground, but still the ice path is there. The bolt to connect on 2. Darkseer's out. Tiny's out. They're going to Medusa thrown into the air, and Medusa low mana. Mingate BKB up, and here we go with the overgrowth. But where's the damage? Mingate's TPing out. Treant walks in for the ulti, and Medusa says, I'm out of here. Gonna forfeit the Roche, the Balrogs, and they were surprised by that smoke, Winkblade.
Yeah, now the 5-minute timing is all messed up. This AM is gonna get himself an 8 Aegis, and it's gonna be another like 5 minutes of guaranteed farming for him. Even about the bloody Aghanim's. That's gonna be a Roche, but it's out of Balrogs. It's starting to feel a little bit desperate for Omega.
I like that Burnas went for Axe this game.
You like beams?
I kind of like beams in this case. Like I don't think it's bad, to be honest. It helps with bringing down this Medusa faster, but talking about Aghanims, there's the Darkseer Aghanims, which you hope to not see this game. Well, it is there. Goes the Echo Slam. They got the damage on the Kunkka to start off, but is it enough? BKB is going to keep them all up. Going to be there too, connecting onto the Tiny. Already lost Demon. Draken still chasing with the Exorcism. Medusa still has her BKB, but needs to keep an eye open on that mana pool. Darkseer's going to tank the bullet, and Lysix has also killed. Medusa manages to make her way out, but 3 kills for Balrogs and Omega. Even though they started the fight, Kunkka lives.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep. Kanka lives, Anti-Mage lives, gets another kill. He's starting to get to critical mass T-Panda. I'm not sure what Omega can do. Timing has
Dire's
passed.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower
I don't know if
has
there's
fallen.
too much that they can do at this point. They really tried to ride the way with this Medusa, who has been keeping up and farm with the anti-mage, but AM has been getting so much. Medusa's still not tanky enough, but needs the damage. She's going for the Daedalus as we speak. There's the damage source, which they really recognize now that they are not dealing enough. They're just not killing them.
Daedalus is better than Skadi, but still not as good as Rapier, because if you die once, you're gonna lose the game anyway. Because you're either gonna lose multiple sets of racks, because you're playing against an anti-mage, or you're gonna have to
Dire's
buy
bottom
back,
tower
at which
is under
point
attack.
you're gonna be in a terrible position anyway, so I still think the Rapier is better.
Well,
Dire's
they don't
bottom
have any
tower has
BKB
fallen.
piercing abilities. And there is a
Radiant's
basher
top
now
tower is
on the
under
courier
attack.
for the anti-mage, which
Dire's
could
bottom
make
tower
things
is
different.
under
It's coming on the
attack.
courier right here, as Omega is already wrapping around and they found the Willow. Lion Spike 2, making it pretty hard for them to actually jump this Willow. Sean is dead. The Seiko's not connecting onto the DP. Mingate, they've got one, but they're also taking a lot right now. Demon vesseled up, being punctured and poked. And Demon is down. Sexy Yoga trying to go for the TP, should be able to, as that fissure is too short on the target. They lost the Treant when that fight broke loose, but at least they found something for it. 2 for 2.
It slightly favors Omega in terms of gold, but it doesn't really help them too much in this
It
game.
doesn't really change anything, yeah. Oh, would you look at that? They found the shaker with the tidal wave.
No detection though. There is a tidal wave. Man, that shard is insane actually.
That is really good, man.
It almost doesn't have a cooldown.
Yep. Yeah, if you combine it with your other spells, like with the Torrent and the X-Mark and using Tidal Wave, you have only just a couple seconds of downtime, so that's actually pretty good for 1400 gold.
We've seen a lot of Kunkas, but RoboZ is playing a distinctly different style. Not going for the true armlet core Kunka, getting the quick utility items and then just doubling down on that utility role. I wouldn't be surprised to see him building an Aghanims at some point either.
Burnus still got that Aegis up for 40 seconds. Doesn't look like he's going to get to use it, but at least was able to take down a bottom tier 2 tower with it. Extra money for Balrogs, and no more outer towers too. The next objective is either the second Roshan or straight up high ground.
I don't think Balrogs is feeling too pressured. They know that the later this game goes, the better it's gonna be for them. So they're just gonna farm the map for another at least 3 minutes and then slowly transition into another
Radiant's
Aegis.
top tower is under attack.
I'll observe the possible course of this game for Omega if there's still a chance for them here. If they get that Daedalus, I feel like they still deal the damage that they require, but what's the kill order, basically? Who do they start with? Supports? Because it feels like they're always running into a bunch of heroes, and the team fight's just straight up 5 versus 5. Or maybe 5 versus 4 if the anti-mage isn't there directly. What's the kill order here for Omega?
They need to kill AM. If they don't kill AM, they're not gonna win the fight. And they can definitely still kill him in a single stun. Like if you echo him into Enchant Totem, into Fisher, anti-mage is definitely killable.
Stupid.
Oh, they are grouping up.
Brave,
They're coming from behind. Mingate is going to get surprised. Instant BKB pop as well. Keeping the Gunka away. She just picked up her Daedalus, so she wants to make sure that she will live. At least they forced the exorcism of the DP. And the creep waves are kind of far away. They're pinging the mid lane. I feel like Tiny is also trying to get there. Well, not really. He's just farming the camp here at the same time, but you don't get to actually push with this exorcism despite getting One quick kill there. Willow does find the Tiny in the trees with the help of Robo-Z, so Demon is dead. And now that's an invitation for high ground for sure. It has to. Oh, DD run.
There is still an Echo Slam, so if I were an anti-mage, I would be slightly hesitant. Doesn't look like there's a lot of defensive items on Balrogs either. They just have a Foil Staff and a Glimmer. I don't think it's worth the risk to go high ground, even if it's 5v3 and you have a 14k lead. There's just no reason to risk it.
Also, I might have realized that the same thing as last time we were casting SA. I might have muted myself for a quick cough, and I forgot myself muted, so hello again. Don't worry, at least we've had Wingblade to entertain us.
Yep.
I mean, they're all they need. They just need you to tell what's happening in the game. For me, it's just they can obviously see what's happening on the screen anyway.
Stupid.
I can assure you, dear viewers, that T-Panda had beautiful insights and wonderful play-by-play casting. You missed maybe the best casting I've ever heard, but
Potentially. I mean, we've only heard Wingblade, but at least look at this. Tano walks into 2, and we can definitely hear this one as the Willow's just getting pushed around here with this Avalanche. Terrorize onto 2. Medusa's also inside and Fear away. Look at Robo-Z. He's in the back. He's waiting for the whole fight to break loose, but they got the Echo Stop. The anti-mage is in the middle, and can they take down Burner? He's also blinking in for some damage too. That's going to be able to get away as well as Lilix is down. Sean has fallen, and Robo-Z with the BKB. Now he's found his time to show, but he's also tanking a lot of hits tossed into the air. Mingate is down by Berna, and they've also taken down the Kunkka. Tano's the next to fall. Another catch with the Ice Path from the Jakiro. Shaker dead. Looks like even the Tiny's gonna get caught as he's hit by a Spirit Vessel, and AM knows exactly where this guy is going. He's found the Tiny with the Illusion, and Draken with one more hit. Another Spirit Vessel charge. Tiny ain't going anywhere. Double kill for the DP. Team wipe by Balrogs.
Everything needs to go perfect for Omega, and it didn't go too poorly in that fight, but it wasn't perfect. So Anti-Mage survived. He could just sit at the outskirts of the fight, constantly sending in illusions, blinking in and out. And Dusa was just completely stuck in place, which also showcases just the strength of Balrog's supporting lineup. Like, they have so many stuns and ways to keep immobile carries in position. So Dusa could just never really deal the damage, which is quite something to say after she did 6k damage in that fight, but she didn't deal the damage where it counted.
Stupid.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
The melee racks are now taken by Balrogs, and this top lane secured. Roshan's also up in 1 minute 40 seconds, so that's a slight relief for Omega because they have time to regroup, get their abilities back up.
Thank you.
Potentially even contest outside the base. They don't know about it. They're already pinging potentially Roshan is being up because all they know is just the minimum timer.
And AM, he is 6 slotted now. He's gonna start replacing items soon, buying the Aghanim's Blessing for himself.
Oh, look at this. They're going to walk right into the hands of the Jakiro. They see Burna. Fisher's done on 2. Can they get this Echo Stop followed up with the aim? But there's just no damage. The Medusa is at the back line. Jakiro is ice pathing and dual breathing and just constantly harassing this Medusa, preventing her from attacking. Now she pops her off. She's also disarmed by a halberd into a terrorize. She's not getting to play Dota, not one bit. And AM looking for the ulti. Mana Void actually goes into the BKB of the Medusa, trying to hold her ground with the damage. 1 versus 5 here, but it's not gonna work for her. And Medusa down 85 seconds. It does feel like this might just be the end of the game. Tano caught by the Dark Willow. Balrogs again. No casualties, all taken. No prisoners. Sean is going to be there. But the creep wave, well, it might be a bit far away. It's still coming down on the mid lane. So they might as well just kill the creep wave while they're at it.
There is a buyback on Dusa. Maybe they can try to go for one last fight without the ultis and without the Shaker. It's gonna be so hard. I guess this is just gonna be Megas.
Omegas or end the game. Drakens throwing in some smileys into chat.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Classic V smiley.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And
It's not
classic.
just it's just the closed column at least, which we see from our eastern neighbors. Another attempt from the Tiny, but the Ancient's already falling, and that means Balrogs will clean this one 2-0. That's a sweep. They definitely deserve it here, as Omega didn't offer too much of a challenge for them here today. So Balrogs, well done.